Oh dear.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been trying to call Mora Hill 40098 for the last half hour and it's been busy. I don't see how it could possibly be busy that long. Can you try that number for me, please?
I'll be glad to try that number for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all that time. It's my husband's office and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 40098.
Hello?
Hello? Is Mr. Stevenson's there?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, George?
Yes, this is George speaking.
I'm here with our client.
Oh, good. Is everything okay? Is the cause clear for tonight?
Yes, George. He says the coast is clear for tonight.
Okay.
Where are you now?
In a phone booth. Don't worry, everything's okay.
Very well. You know the address?
Yes, I know. Let's see. Now at 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around the corner to 2nd Avenue for a beer.
That's right, 11 o'clock. And be sure all the lights downstairs are out.
Okay.
There should be only one light visible from the street.
Okay.
What's that? Just a minute, George. Oh, our client tells me that at 11:15 a train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case a window is open, and she should scream.
Hello? What number is this, please?
Okay, I understand that's 11:15 the train.
That's right. You'll use a knife.
Yes, a knife. It will be okay. Afterwards, I removed the rings and the bracelets and the jewelry in the bureau robbery. Don't worry, everything's okay. I know.
Oh, how awful! How unspeakably awful! Operator!
Your number, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
What number were you calling?
Well, operator, I was supposed to be calling Mora Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Some wires must have got crossed. I was cut into a wrong number, and I've just heard the most dreadful thing. Something about a murder, and an operator. You'll simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon. May I help you?
I know it was the wrong number and I had no business listening, but these two men, they were cold-blooded fiends and they are going to murder somebody, some poor, innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've just got to.
What number are you dialing?
It doesn't matter what number I was calling. This was the wrong number, and you dial it for me, and we've got to find out what it was immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? What time is it? Do you mean to tell me that you can't find out what that number was just now?
I will connect you with a chief operator.
Oh, I think it's perfectly shameful. Now look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Mora Hill 40098 for me. You dialed it, but your finger must have slipped. And I was connected with some other number and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now I simply fail to see why you couldn't make that same mistake again on purpose. Why couldn't you try to dial Mora Hill 40098 in the same careless way?
Murray Hill 40098. I will try to get it for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry. Murray Hill 40098 is busy.
Operator! Operator!
Your call, please.
You didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked you explicitly, and all you did was dial correctly.
I am sorry. What number are you calling?
Can't you for once forget what number I'm calling and do something for me? Now, I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty, and it's your civic duty to trace that call and apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't,
I'll connect you to the chief operator.
well, please.
This is the chief operator.
Oh, chief operator, I want you to trace a telephone call immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down because it was about a murder that someone's planning, a terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men?
It depends, madam.
It depends on what?
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected?
If the parties stop talking to each other.
Oh, but of course they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago, and they didn't sound like the type that would make a long call.
Well, I can try tracing it. Now, what is your name, madam?
Mrs. Stevenson's, Mrs. Albert Stevenson's. But listen,
And your telephone number?
+a 32098. But if you go on wasting all this time,
And what is your reason for wanting this call traced?
why? No reason. I mean, I merely felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. These men sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this woman at 11:15 tonight. I thought the police ought to know.
Have you told the police?
Well, no, not yet.
You're making this check into a private call purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile,
Well, Mr. Stevenson, I seriously doubt whether we could make this check for you at this time just on your say-so as a private individual. We'd have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake! You mean to tell me I can't report this going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why? It's perfectly idiotic. Well, alright. I'll call the police.
ridiculous! Never heard of such nonsense!
Your call, please.
Police department! Get me the police department, please!
Ringing the police department.
Oh, can't you ring them direct?
Police Station 43, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department? This is Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Smith Stevenson, of 5353 North Seddon Place. I'm calling to report a murder.
Eh?
I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody's so stupid, and I guess in the end, you're the only people who could do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking, and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near a bridge. Are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on the 2nd Avenue. And there was some third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully, and I'm not well.
Yes, I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then you can do something. You do understand?
What's your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Stevenson's, Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
5353 North Sutton Place, that's near a bridge, the Queensboro Bridge, you know? And we have private patrolmen on our street.
Yeah?
And 2nd Avenue is
And what was that number you were calling?
Murray Hill 40098, but that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 40098 is my husband's office.
Mm-hmm.
He's working late tonight, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home.
Yes?
I'm an invalid, you know, and it's the maid's night off, and I hate to be alone even though he says.
Yeah, well...
As long as I have the telephone here right beside my bed.
Well, we'll look into it, Miss Stevenson, and see if we can check with the telephone company.
The telephone company said they couldn't check the call. The parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that. And yes, and personally, I feel you ought to do something more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What's good does checking the call do if they've stopped talking? By the time we track it down, they will have already committed the murder.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Don't you worry.
I say the whole thing calls for a search, a complete and thorough search of the whole city. I'm very near the bridge and I'm not very far.
You said...
From 2nd Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent around a ranger car to this neighborhood at once.
Well, what makes you think the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Well, I don't know. Only the coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Yeah, well, 2nd Avenue, you know, is a very long bridge, ma'am. And you know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone. Not to mention Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Queens, and the Bronx.
I know that.
How do you know it isn't some little house on Staten Island, on some little 2nd Avenue you never heard about? How do you know they are even talking about New York at all?
But I heard the call on the New York dialing system.
Well, maybe it's a long-distance call you overheard.
No!
You know, telephones are funny things. Now, look, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broken in on that telephone call. Supposing you got your husband the way you always do, you wouldn't be so upset, would you?
Well, I suppose not. But it sounded as inhuman, so cold-blooded.
Well, a lot of murder are plotted in the city every day, ma'am. We managed to prevent almost all of them. But a clue of this kind is so vague. It isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely you can.
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call was a phony. And somebody is planning to murder you.
Me? No, I hardly think so. I mean, why should nobody? I'm alone all day and night. I see nobody except my maid, Eloise. She's a big 200-pounder.
Yeah?
She's too late to bring my breakfast tray.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other person is my husband, Albert. He's crazy about me. He adores me. He waits on my hand and foot and has scarcely left my side since I took sick 12 years ago.
Yeah, well, there's nothing for you to worry about. And you just leave the rest of this to us. We'll take care of it.
Well, what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it, lady.
Well, will you broadcast it all over the city and send out squads and warn your ranger cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods like mine?
Lady, I said we'd take care of it. Now I've got a couple other matters here of my desk that require immediate attention. So, good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, You idiot! Oh, why did I hang up the phone like that? Oh, now he'll think I'm a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? I'll get the operator again.
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Morahill 40098 number again? I can't think what's keeping him so long.
I will try it for you. I'm sorry. Murray Hill 40098 is busy. I will try.
Oh, I can't hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy.
If I could only get out of this bed for a little while. Oh, if I could get a breath of fresh air. Or just lean out of the window and see the street. Hello? Albert? Hello? 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 Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? 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 Oh, for heaven's sake! Who is this? Hello? 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 Who is trying to call me? What are they trying to do to me?
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such an inefficient, miserable service. Now look, I'm an invalid and I'm very nervous and I'm not supposed to be annoyed. But if this keeps on much longer...
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, everything's wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I've made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care. And now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds or so. And when I pick it up, there's no there.
I'm sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
You can't? And why? Why may I ask?
The dial system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not.
Ugh.
Unless the person who is trying to reach you complains to his particular operator. I will try to check the trouble.
Check it.
For you, ma'am.
Oh, what's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid. Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm going out of my mind. Hello? Stop ringing me. Do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Now stop it. Stop it. I say, if you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear me? Hello? If Albert would only come home. Oh, let it ring. Let it go on ringing. I won't answer it. This time. If it goes on ringing all night, I won't answer it. I won't answer it. It stopped. Why did it stop ringing all of a sudden? What time is it? Where's my clock? Where is it? 5 to 11? They've decided something. They're sure I'm home. They've heard my voice answering. That's why they've been ringing.
Your call, please.
Where are you just now? Why didn't you answer? Give me the police department.
I'm sorry, the line is busy. I will call you when...
Busy? That's impossible. The police department can be busy. There must be other lines available.
The line is busy. I will try to get them for you later.
No, no. Oh, you're being spiteful, aren't you? You don't care about what happened to me. I can die, and you won't care. Oh, oh, stop it. Stop it. I can't stand anymore. Oh, hello. What do you want? Stop ringing. Will you stop?
Hello, is this Plaza 32099?
Yes. Yes, this is Plaza 32099.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram for Mr. Albert Stevenson.
I'm Mrs. Stevenson.
The telegram is follows. Mrs. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Southern Place, New York. New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you for last hour, but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business, back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love. Signed, Albert.
Oh no.
Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
No, I don't believe it. He couldn't do it. He doesn't do it. Nobody knows I'll be all alone. It's some trick. I know it.
This is information. May I help you?
I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital.
Henchley Hospital? Do you have the street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. It's a very small and private exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Henchley, Henchley.
One moment, please. You may find out the time by dialing Mary Jane 71212.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I have no time to be dialing.
The number of Henchley Hospital is Battlefield 89970.
Hensley Hospital.
Nurses registry?
Who is it that you want to speak to?
I want a nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. What is the nature of that case, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing and companionship. You see, my husband is away and
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
no, but I really don't see why all this is necessary. I want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I do expect to pay this person for tending me.
We quite understand that, madam, but this is our wartime, you know. Registered nurses are very scarce just now, and our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feel it absolutely necessary.
Well, it's absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman and I'm very upset. I'm alone in this house and I overheard conversation that upset me dreadfully. A woman going to be killed when a train across a bridge.
Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillip as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillip? When do you expect her to come in?
I really couldn't say. She went out to supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, but it's not 11 yet. Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 15 minutes past 11.
What was that?
I didn't hear it, madam. Now about this.
But I did. There's someone in this house. Someone downstairs in the kitchen. They were listening to me now. They're listening. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet and they'll think. But if I don't call someone now, while they're still down there, there'll be no time.
Your call, please.
Operator. desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Please speak louder.
There is it. There is it. Give me the police department.
One moment, please. I will connect you.
Okay, hurry. I can hear him. Oh no, please. Oh God, hurry.
Police Station 43, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department. Oh, I'm sorry. Must have got the wrong number.